In 2018, a massive wave struck the glass exterior of a resort restaurant in northern Italy. Surveillance footage from the restaurant shows 5 employees cleaning the floor and tidying up at the end of their shift when strong winds and heavy rain began to batter the restaurant. Seeing the giant wave approaching, some workers rushed to protect the windows, trying to stop the water from flooding the space. But it was too late. The doors gave way immediately, and the waves dragged one worker across the dining room, while another jumped to the bar in a desperate attempt to escape. The restaurant owner was hospitalized with cuts from shattered glass. At the time, a regional Italian weather agency reported winds reaching 150 kilometers per hour, and waves as high as 6 meters were recorded. This surreal scene took place in Guangdong, China. A factory worker, after finishing his shift, did something completely unexpected. He ran toward a pile of polyethylene foam reels in a warehouse. At first, it seemed like he was about to do something trivial, like urinate on the packaging material. But what happened next was shocking. He pulled out a lighter and set the pile on fire, apparently driven by sheer curiosity. The results were catastrophic. Within seconds, the flames spread to other reels. Why? The freshly manufactured packaging was still coated with butane, a highly flammable gas used in the production process. Panicking, the worker tried to extinguish the flames with his hands, but quickly realized it was futile. With no other option, he fled the scene. Shortly after, authorities stepped in. According to an official statement from the local government, the man was arrested, and an investigation is underway. The captured footage has left many in shock due to the recklessness and the potential danger the incident posed, not just to the factory, but to the surrounding area as well. This is the terrifying moment when a foundry worker almost got burned alive after loading wet scrap into a furnace. The exact location of the recording is unknown, but the footage captures the dramatic scene of a man narrowly escaping a deadly explosion. The scene starts off seemingly normal. The worker, seated on his forklift, waits for the furnace to open, while another colleague to the left also prepares to load metal into the furnace. He dumps the scrap, and for a few moments, everything appears to be under control. But suddenly, a violent explosion erupts, sending molten metal flying in all directions and hitting his forklift. Miraculously, the forklift's windshield appears to have been his salvation, protecting him from a tragic fate. Shaken, the worker quickly maneuvers the forklift, driving erratically before abandoning it and running to safety. Despite the magnitude of the accident, he seems to have emerged unscathed. The explosion was caused by the contact between the wet metal and the molten bath in the furnace. When water or any liquid in the material comes into contact with the molten metal, it instantly turns into steam, expanding up to 2,600 times its original volume and causing an extremely violent explosion. A simple miscalculation turned an ordinary day into a spectacular disaster at a warehouse. A forklift driver, while attempting to maneuver between the shelves, caused a massive chain reaction of destruction that will surely be remembered forever, assuming he survived to tell the tale. The footage shows a massive warehouse with towering shelves stretching in height, width, and length. From a distance, the driver can be seen operating the forklift down one of the aisles. Everything seems normal, but within seconds, chaos erupts. As the driver approaches other workers in the warehouse, he inexplicably makes a slight turn and lightly bumps into one of the racks. That small contact was all it took for disaster to unfold. The first rack collapsed, bringing down every box on it. Then, another rack gave way, followed by another and another, falling like dominoes in a devastating chain reaction. The driver ended up buried beneath the wreckage. His fate remains unknown, as does the exact location of this catastrophic event. The footage has left viewers stunned by the sheer scale of destruction caused by such a minor mistake. On August 12, 2015, Tianjin, China, became the site of one of the most catastrophic industrial disasters ever recorded. The footage you're about to see captures the moment when a fire in a chemical storage warehouse triggered a series of devastating explosions. It all started in a warehouse, storing highly hazardous substances, such as ammonium nitrate. After an initial fire, one explosion shook the area, but it was the second blast, with the force of 21 tons of TNT, that caused unprecedented destruction. Powerful shockwaves demolished buildings, ignited vehicles, and were felt miles away. 173 lives lost, over 800 people injured, and thousands left homeless. The environmental impact was equally alarming, with toxic substances contaminating the soil and water in the region. This footage highlights the sheer scale of devastation caused by a disaster that could have been avoided. Negligence and corruption were identified as the primary causes behind this tragedy.